Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys all the new secret weapons and vehicles that 343 recently added to Halo 2 on MCC in a recent big Halo 3 update. So, the first one we'll be taking a look at, well, first of all, it was actually my friend Nivray that suggested I do a video of all these, but he really wanted me to show one specific new weapon added to Halo 2, and that is the fuel rod cannon, or fuel rod gun. So you may be thinking, like, it's always been in Halo 2, right? Well, no, actually. See, the story behind the fuel rod gun, or fuel rod cannon in Halo 2, is that it's always been in the game files for multiplayer on all the maps, but it was never actually accessible to to non-modded like Halo versions of Halo 2. But now 343 actually added it into the maps like to be usable, and you could use it right now in custom games as well. You just gotta set it to spawn with the fuel rod gun. So that's something new that's available now, but it's always been around. Now, this next one is the Scarab Gun. This is actually added when Halo 2 first came to PC on MCC, but I did want to cover it one more time just because it's such an awesome weapon to have in multiplayer. Now, I don't know exactly like when this has been in Halo 2. It might have been on the Xbox version for like a long time, but it was first noticeable when it came to PC on MCC, and it can only, of course, it can only be spawned with modding, but it is there in the game files. So now we can go into the really new weapons that are hidden in the game files now in a shared map of Halo 2. So the first one is a very interesting one. It's called the gpmg, and actually it was Lord Zed that noticed a lot of these new weapons as well. You can check out his video if you want to see more gameplay of these weapons. But anyways, this first one is the gpmg, and it's basically like a handheld machine gun turret. Or just a handheld machine gun. I guess like functionally it's kind of like the saw from Halo 4. But I have no idea where this came from, because a lot of the new weapons and vehicles that were added in this update, a lot of them were either pulled from campaign, or they were already there the whole time, or they were from beta versions of Halo 2, which I'll cover later. But this one I've never seen anywhere before. It's kind of out of nowhere. And also, when you're an elite and you pick up the gpmg, it's actually just a sniper rifle with a non-functional scope. And I'll let you guys listen to what it sounds like actually. Alright, but yeah, so there you guys have it. That's basically what the gpmg is like from both Spartan and Elite perspectives. It's very odd that the Elite has a different perspective for it, and it's a sniper rifle. But anyways, the next weapon is the Silence SMG. So this has been around since Halo 2 Vista on PC actually, and I've done a few videos of it in the past. However, the Silence SMG is different this time on MCC. So I tried to spawn it when it first came out on Halo 2 on MCC like a few months back, and it just crashed the game at the time. So the Silence SMG was kind of broken back then, but now it works, mostly. So the thing that's different with the Silence SMG now is that compared to the original Vista version, it doesn't have the red laser sight anymore. You can see like it has a semi-functional red laser sight on the original PC version of Halo 2, but now that's no longer the case. And I'll let you guys listen to it. Alright, another weird thing about the Silence SMG on MCC specifically is that if you're the host of the game and you dual wield it, it does like a lot less damage. Like you can see here, it takes so much just to take out another enemy, and I don't know why that is, because if I use just like a single weapon, it's fine. And other weapons I dual wield, like the regular SMG, it's also fine. It just like when you dual wield, it shreds apart enemies. But only the Silence SMG, when dual wielded as a host, it does like nothing. Like almost no damage. It takes like full clips of both dual wielded and then some to take out an enemy. Whereas if you're the non-host and you use it, the damage works fine. It's just like the regular SMG. Another weird thing with the host and non-host is that when the host fires the SMG, you don't see any bullet holes or impacts on the ground. You see like the muzzle flash, but there's no bullet holes. You see like other bullet holes from the host, like the regular SMG, just fine, and even other new weapons like the gpmg. And if you're the non-host, and even from your own perspective, if you fire the Silence SMG, you barely make any bullet holes at all. Alright, moving on to vehicles now. One of the new vehicles that was added, well, quote-unquote new, is the Falcon. So if you thought Halo Reach was the first Halo game to have the Falcon, you would sort of be wrong. That was actually supposed to be included in Halo 2. In fact, this particular Falcon was included in Halo 2, but during one of the Halo 2 betas a long time ago. And it seems like 343 actually took the Falcon from the Halo 2 beta and pretty much added it back into the main version of Halo 2. And in pretty much every way, it's exactly the same as the original Falcon in the Halo 2 beta. But what's even better is that now we can spawn it on much larger maps, like Coagulation. Because during the Halo 2 beta, the only way we could spawn the Falcon was on the in a small square room on a shared map. And we couldn't really take off with the Falcon and fly it and maneuver it well. But now we can on a nice big open map like this. Now, the Falcon has 4 passenger seats on it and 1 gunner seat on it. The gunner seat, according to the tags, in the game files, it does have like a projectile it can fire. It should be functional, but it's actually not functional. And even though you're in it, you can't actually fire it, but you can look around in it. And of course, the 4 passenger seats are on the wings here, and you basically ride it as if like you run a Scorpion tank on the treads. But that was like a Halo 1 thing, where you could ride the Scorpion tank on the side. Not anymore for Halo 2, but that's beside the point. So another interesting thing about the Falcon is that you can't lock onto it with a rocket launcher, even though it's a vehicle, which is pretty odd. And another thing with the Falcon is that whoever's in it is basically invincible, except to direct impacts. So the only way to take out the pilot is, shooting them directly. Not even the Scarab Gun can take out a Falcon pilot easily, and believe me, we've tried that extensively. You can even ask my friend Photos Chaos how many times we've attempted to take out a Falcon pilot with the Scarab Gun. It's not easy. But anyways, next vehicle taking a look at is the Shadow, or more specifically, it's called the MP Shadow now, which is basically the multiplayer variant of the Shadow from Campaign. But visually, it's basically the same as the Campaign Shadow. I think they just ported it from Campaign and renamed it. But there are a few interesting differences. So the Shadow, now Spartans and Elites can drive it. So I believe previously Spartans weren't able to drive the Shadow in Campaign, even if you mod it to enable players to drive it. So that's new. The turret is still functional the same, and unfortunately, so this version of the Shadow is the troop transport variant, and I guess this is the variant that spawns by default. You cannot ride in the passenger seats, even as an elite. However, in Campaign, elites could ride in the passenger seats of the Shadow on a troop transport variant, but not in multiplayer. Not elites, not Spartans. Now, the last secret vehicle that's been added is the Gravity Throne, and I don't remember off the top of my head if it was called an MP Gravity Throne or not, but basically it's just, the Prophet's Gravity Throne that's been added. Now, by default, without any modding, spawning this throne in, it's not drivable to either Spartans or Elites. Neither biped actually supports the animations to be able to get into the throne, so I did edit that a little bit to make it drivable and functional. And this is the cinematic version of the throne from Campaign. The throne that like Prophet of Regret uses, that throne has like these light flares on it, and it fires like the orange beam. But this is the one that's used in cutscenes that doesn't have the flares on it and fires the regular Hunter cannon beams. But yeah, so that's basically all the vehicles and weapons that 343 has added into the game files of Halo 2. Now these are not part of the normal gameplay except for the fuel rod, but maybe someday they will make it usable in game. But for now, you have to mod them to be able to use them, except for the fuel rod. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video and found it to be interesting, and if you did, make sure to leave a like. I'll leave your thoughts in the comments, anything else you want me to check out or look into, just let me know. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys! Alright guys, it's time for our pun session. So here's Photos Chaos.
If you see a robbery at an Apple store, does that make you an eyewitness? I got a rejection in the mail from the origami school today. I'm not sure what to make of it.
Alright, one more.
I had a dream that I was a muffler last night. I woke up exhausted.
Wow. Alright, well, that's it for today, folks. See you all next time. Bye, guys.